Yeah, we're back. We're back once again on MITech TV. Matt is out under the weather today, so I'm flying solo, and I have one of our longtime guests, Kathleen Norton-Schock, who I'm not sure what her functional role is anymore with Michigan Council of Women in Technology, but she still does a lot of public relations, I guess would be a good word for them. Talks about events and different things going on, and that's what she's going to do today. So take it away, Kathleen.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, I'm a 22-year volunteer. And anybody with the unique last name that I have, I'm easily found on LinkedIn. Norton, Norton hyphen, which is a dash or minus sign, Schock, Schock. Only other person who has that name is my long-suffering better half, Dale, who's a guy and who hyphenated with me. But in any case, 22-year volunteer. So no matter what I was doing in my career, whether it was running a global product line at Unisys or when I finally joined MCWT, I was director of marketing for CA or my own independent businesses, all things marketing now, where I just hold a couple of clients close to my heart. But prior to that, of course, with one of the founders of MCWT, I founded the very first L3C in the state of Michigan, which is a for-profit company with a nonprofit soul. So that's my normal everyday job. But on the side and on the weekends and in the evenings, MCWT is one of my key philanthropies, as it should be. We are just closing out Women's History Month, the month of March. MCWT, as usual, is extremely busy, and we've gone through some more changes in terms of staff. And we have a new president, although she's a longtime board member, and she was vice president last year, and she's been a long-time MCWT supporter and member, Judy Asher, who is director of infrastructure for Baxter Labs during the day, but also now is functioning as our full-time president. As that's a volunteer role, and until we find the person as our interim CEO for MCWT. Bad news is she's too busy almost in some ways. Good news is she has a very long history with us, probably as many volunteer years as I do. And Judy is a very wonderful person. One of these days, hopefully, we'll get her on MI Tech News, which would be great. In the meantime, March is closed. We did not do our own Women's History event. What we did, and we've done this in the past, is we participated in many, many events throughout the month with MCWT tables and with MCWT women and girls functioning as volunteers. So, for instance, we were at MITechCon, which I think you probably know about. It's 2 years old now. In conjunction with SIM, and also we've done some events this past month. SIM is doing amazing things. I'm sure you know about them. T200, which is an organization that was founded by 5 women, but one of them is a dear friend of mine, Mamta Chamarthi, who is the CIO right now for Goodyear, used to be at Stellantis. Prior to that, at public service. I always forget the utility company that isn't DTE, but in any case, Manta with 3 or 4 other people founded T200. T200 is an exclusive organization of women CIOs. So we collaborate with people like that. We got a shout out this month from Leo, Michigan Leo, which is, as you know, the workforce division of the Michigan government. And they've been doing a lot of things with training of girls and women, which of course we've been doing for 22 years. So let me get right into events and what's going on at MCWT for the month of April and moving forward. First of all, for anybody who'd like to join or is a current member of the Michigan Council of Women in Technology and would just like to get a little bit more up to date, we're doing a Q2 membership meeting on April 9th. It's a noon meeting. You can find it on our website at www.mcwt.org. Just touch the events button. It'll bring you up to all of our events, and that is top of the list. It's only a 1-hour Zoom call where some of our leaders, Judy and others, will be talking about where MCWT is today and where we're going. As usual, we have, over 1,000 members, and we have the last time I looked, and I haven't counted them recently, but at least 150 to 175 major sponsors for all of our programs. And they tend to be very, very large companies like the automotives, and like anybody who supplies the automotives, and most of the large IT companies in the state. So, people like Oracle are still sponsors of ours, Google is still a sponsor of ours, Microsoft is still a sponsor of ours, and many, many others. And then smaller companies who are active and believe in our mission. And again, I suppose I should always say what our mission is, which is to make Michigan the #1 state for women and girls in technology. Right now, I did a lot of the posting on our LinkedIn page for the month of March. And there's a little bit, some discouraging statistics, right? When we started this some years back, 18 to 19% of the IT field was populated by women. Now it's closer to anywhere from 24 to 28%, depending upon how you count it. And that is nationwide. In other words, US women participating in IT, but it still isn't reflective of the fact that we're 51% of the population, right? So that is what has kept MCWT going, is knowing that we have to start with girls at an early age, make sure they continuously are encouraged to do whatever they can or whatever they want with their math skills, with their programming skills, with their interest and their curiosity. But the fact is, almost every industry now has a technology component. So no matter what you're interested in, belonging to the Michigan Council of Women in Technology is a smart move, because you'll meet a lot of women who are at various levels in the technology field, and a lot of leaders come to our events. So I would suggest that anybody who wants to sit in on that Q2 membership meeting to find out more about what we're doing and how easy it is to join should join us. They go to MCWT.org, touch the button. It brings you to one of a URL where you can just register, and it is free. Secondly, we have a fun event coming up very quickly. In May, we're calling it Vino Voyage. It's one of our many fundraising events, and we'll talk about our programs in a minute, and I'm only going to touch on some of them. But this is a wine tasting journey, which is going to be held at Little Caesars World Headquarters in Detroit. Again, if you go to the events page at mcwt.org, you can register for that, and it is May 15th. And again, it is very much a fundraiser for us, but it's also an amazing networking event, right? We do find a lot of our members and our sponsors like wine. So those are the top two things in the short term. We've just opened up for at least 16 or 17 years now. We've been running Camp Infinity. It might even be a little longer than that. Camp Infinity is our summer camps. They're 1 week in duration, each one, for anywhere from 5th to 12th grade girls. And we just opened up the ability to register for them. They will run, depending upon where you're coming from and where you want to go, anywhere from June 16th to August 1st. There are 9 of them. So again, if you have a girl and she would like to spend 1 week of her summer coming to one of the most fun camps there is, we teach girls programming, we teach them how to develop robots, we teach them how to develop websites. There's always great speakers, and we have a whole set of them now on the west side of the state, as well as down here, meaning Southeast Michigan. So that is Camp Infinity, 1 week technology camps for girls. Registration has just opened this past week. They'll run anywhere from June 16th to August 1st, depending upon which camp you register for. And they're weekdays, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. during the week for which you've registered. Also, of course, besides our technology camps, which are very, very popular, we have a number of other activities for girls who are either in middle school or in high school. We just finished Girls Rock IT in the west side of the state, which we do in conjunction with the Girl Scouts, and that is a one-day event where girls get immersed in technology. And I think we had something like 300 girls at that, and it was just within the last week and a half. And then we have our Get It program, which is always amazing. We started that about 17 years ago at Ferndale High School, and it's now branched out into almost all the counties. And Get It, again, is for middle school girls. They come together. It stands for the IT is IT, but GET is getting everyone together, something like that. The girls named it themselves. And we're running it at a variety of high schools. So again, if you go to www.mcwt.org, you touch programs, you will see programs for K through 12. I'm going to talk in a minute about the fact that we have university programs. We've given away $1.5 million plus of scholarships to undergraduates and graduate students over the last almost 19 years. We have closed subscription for 2025. We've actually awarded those scholarships for now, but we will soon be opening up the registration is the wrong word for it, the ability to put your form in and qualify to be considered for a scholarship for the years 2026 and 27. That will open up very soon. Let me think if there's anything else. Our adult programs have really expanded significantly. When I say adults, that was because we were concentrating for at least a decade on our girls and young women programs, like college, like middle school, like going all the way down to fifth grade, right? We, for a little while, felt like we might have been neglecting some of our members who were, let's say, 20 and up, 20 to 90, right? So there's a whole series of initiatives that have opened up on the website at www.mcwt.org. Touch programs, go to what we call career initiatives, and we have a series of programs: Women Techpreneurs, Elevate, which is a program that is all about mentoring women in cyber. Having just listened to some cyber experts, we have a whole, in conjunction with another organization that concentrates on cybersecurity, we also offer a women in cybersecurity program with them. Reignite, which is for women who may have taken a break from the workforce, either to be caretakers of children or their adult parents, or they just took a break. We have Reignite, which helps women returning to the workforce to come. We match them with a mentor. We match them with materials. We do lunch and learns frequently. So again, if you're a member, and I would suggest that anybody who wants to be a member, come to that Zoom call on April 9th, and we talk about all the benefits of membership. But we do lunch and learns periodically. We were doing them once a month. Right now, there's none scheduled for April, but I think they'll probably come back again. So I would suggest that you do that. And then we do leadership clinics, which that was a pretty new thing for us within the last several years. And those have gone over extremely successfully. So we would suggest that anybody who would be interested in leadership clinics look at that program, because one will be starting again for 2025. And then the final thing is I would ask anybody who wants to contribute to MCWT and have a good time in the process, and who likes to golf or wants to even volunteer to drive a cart or a beer cart or do whatever, as part of our Southeast Michigan MCWT Golf Classic, which is one of our major fundraisers for the year. That will be taking place on July 21st, 2025. So I'd suggest that you save the date. Places in the golf tournament, places on the course, doing a sponsorship table. These tend to honestly, if somebody is interested in doing any kind of sponsorship, those run out very, very quickly from the minute we start them. So I would suggest that anybody who's interested in either registering to golf or to be a sponsor or do some combination of those two things, take a look at our website in late May, early June, because that's when registration for that particular event, which, as I said, will take place on July 21st, will open up. And by the way, that will be, as usual, at the Indianwood Golf and Country Club in Lake Orion, Michigan, which is sort of a northern part of Oakland County. And I think that's it for me, Mike, unless there's any questions.
Nope. Other than, again, how do they reach out to you, or how do they reach out to MCWT? Give those addresses.
Right. For MCWT, it's www.m as in Mary, C as in
Cat.
cat, W as in women, T as in technology.org. And that website is really, it's gotten better and better with about every 2 years we refresh, and it's really looking wonderful these days. Things are